Look, I know this is really late, it's not my fault, I'm getting obliterated by migraines this year, and it's really causing a few issues when it comes to keeping up with the news and the like. But we do have some tasty new miniatures to take a look at. It's the new Warhammer Events Miniatures, which are going to be around for 2024, and we've got a Kroot, and we've got a Birdman Knight, which is the worst description that I've ever given any model ever, but it will make sense when you see it, potentially. Or you'll just be like, what the hell are you talking about? No, I think it works. I think it works. Let's have a little glance. So, first of all, we've got a tasty Kroot. I don't like that phrase. I've just said it out loud, and I'm already not a fan. Don't like tasty Kroot. I don't think that's ever something that should be said again. I'm just going to move on, forget that ever happened. So, as they say, there are plenty of major Warhammer events each year, and to celebrate and support them, with really special edition miniatures that can be bought by attendees before anyone else. Do note that it says before anyone else, so that should mean that everyone can get hold of them at some point. Whether that is true or ends up being true, I don't know. We'll find out. With Adepticon on the horizon in March, it's time to announce the next two commemorative miniatures. The Hunter Strikes and the Steel Rook. Yeah, see, now I've said the Steel Rook, now you're thinking to yourself, actually, a Bird Knight, which isn't even what I said the first time round, is it? Sounds pretty sensible. Let's just move on. So there we go, the first one, the Kroot lad with rifle raised to absolutely bash someone's skull in. Excellent work, liking that a lot. I'm just really happy to see more Kroot, to be honest. It's just never going to get old. I don't think there's ever going to be a point where it's going to be like, oh, look at this, they've done another Kroot. Because for so long, they didn't do none of them. Now we're actually getting a bunch of new sculpts, like the whole thing is being brought back as a thing. Oh, it just makes me happy, just makes me really happy. And you know full well that they know that people have been absolutely dying for new Kroot because they've made this one of the commemorative miniatures. So, you know, they know that they've got a winner on their hands here. They know that people have been starved for Kroot and that they're going to be frothing at the gash, and they're giving us what we want. It's a good leaping pose. I like the kind of, what is that called? Is it like a bandolier or something? Or is it just cloth? Just cloth around the chest? I don't know. The little shoulder pad off to one side is nice as well. I really love Kroot guns because they look so, like, brutal and simple, and I don't know, there's something not like steampunk about them, but they look extremely uncomplicated, especially when you compare them to a lot of the stuff that the Tau have, for instance. They're just very, very unique looking weapons. I like them a lot. Plus, having things like a knife, like, welded into the end of the barrel makes them look super hardcore. Really like that. I like the extra details where you've got, like, some stitching on the cloth as well. Also a bit of, like, almost like a patenty thing that's been painted into the cloth, which is cool. And you've got these extra stuff hanging off the belt as well. Yeah, it looks great. It looks great. Also, going for the single glove look, which I don't know. At this point, I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure why Kroot wear clothes, or even if they do, like, wear clothes. Like, they seem to have some accessories, but they're mostly running around. They're mostly like Donald Duck in it, aren't they? So I don't think they necessarily need any. It's just, I'm assuming, to look good, which is totally fair. The base looks decent. There is a little bit of tactical rock going on there to enable the leap, but you know what? I'm fine with it. It's okay. It's not too egregious, and it looks more like tactical rubble than tactical rock, so it automatically gets bonus points for that. Now, I was going to say that if you were in any doubt as to whether this was a Kroot Carnivore jumping around, well, there's a little rack of ribs going on there, which should mean that you are 100% on board with the idea of this being a carnivore, but I feel like it should be stated that just because someone's holding a rack of ribs doesn't necessarily mean that they are gonna eat it. They might just be carrying it for a friend. So don't you go making assumptions, alright? It does feel like there are a lot of extras going on. There are a lot of extras on this, but I like that. It kind of breaks the model up, and when a model doesn't have much in the way of actual clothes, I think you need a little bit extra and a few kind of details to just add a bit of visual interest, which I think they've done here. It looks good. At the end of the day, it's more Kroot. I'm not going to complain about more Kroot because we haven't had them for God knows how long, and now we're getting loads, and that is enough to make me happy with that. However, I will admit that despite loving what they've done there, I kind of think I prefer the AoS one this time round. I'm sorry, but it's just, this is a cool model. This is really fun. I just love the direction they've gone with, like, the Cities of Sigmar and stuff, because this is super different. It's an alternate knight for the Free Guild Command Corps, and oh, I love this so much. The feathers look fantastic. Of course, it helps that whoever painted this example model has done a really nice kind of almost iridescent look to them. You've got the purple on one side, the green on the other, that sort of makes it look like the paint is shifting in the light. Looks absolutely fantastic. And obviously they've mimicked that on the bird itself next to it, which is really cool. The armor style looks really, really nice. I really, really like that helm. That helmet is great. It kind of feels a bit Plague Doctor-esque, but it's kind of taken away from that by just how ornamental and feathered the armour itself is. Thing is, not all of the armour is that ostentatious. I like the fact that there's a good mix of what looks fairly functional, if a little bit decorative, and then you got this really over-the-top like feather motif going on. I really like this. It's so good. Got a nice combination of a slightly ornamental looking war pick, where the pick itself is almost bladed and more hooked to be a bit more bird-like, but there's also just a plain old sword going on in a scabbard. Oh, it's so good. So good. Oh yeah, look at those close-ups as well. Oh, I just love this. I want it real bad. Real bad. Absolutely great model. It's not too flashy, it's not too over the top, they haven't gone absolutely wild with decoration, but the decoration that it has is really nicely kind of layered and filled out. The things that make this so kind of, I don't know, so memorable, it's not actually that overdone, it's just enough to give you a really good taste of the style of this knight without being so messy that you don't like get a good silhouette off it or anything. It feels like the pauldrons are absolutely massive on the shoulders, but you know what, maybe, I don't know, they do seem pretty big, which feels a little strange compared to the rest of the armour, but then, maybe they're not. It's kind of hard to tell. And the thing is, I know you're going to tell me to just wear my glasses, but the thing is, I do put my glasses on whilst I'm looking at this stuff, so you can't even use that as some sort of thing. I just can't see. It's fair to say that I think in any other given year, if I'd been presented with this Kroot, I would be over the moon. I'd be going for it. I'd be absolutely loving it. But this time round, I have to admit, the Steel Rook has stolen my heart. It just has. It just absolutely has. I want it. I need it. I would love to try and paint that, actually. I really would like to try and paint that. I bet you could get some really fun finishes on that armour. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, there you go. Late but hopefully appreciated. Apologies for the relative lack of uploads already this year. I was planning to go full steam ahead, 100%, 100 miles an hour, straight towards doing loads of stuff. But I've just been battered by migraines, and it's just taking a little bit of time to kind of build back up to feeling normal again. Which we will get there. There's loads of stuff that I've got planned. There's loads of stuff I've started as well. Well, apart from that lad. I haven't started that lad yet, but we are going to start that lad soon. That'll be fun. So, yeah, stick around. Hopefully, things will become a bit more structured as we go on. Wouldn't be difficult, would it? Thank you very much for sticking around and for watching and for supporting, and all of you who've joined as members and patrons and stuff. Massively appreciated, especially at the moment whilst I'm kind of building back up. Thank you very much, and I will see you for the next one.